What happens if you eat 4 eggs every day? For decades, eggs were practically public enemy number one. Doctors warned against them. Health campaigns demonized them. The whole nation switched to egg white omelets and felt virtuous about it. But here's the thing. Science has done a complete U-turn. And now the question isn't whether eggs are bad for you. The question is, what actually happens if you eat 4 of them every single day? Some of the answers are remarkable, some are genuinely surprising, and at least one of them is a real warning you need to hear. We're going to cover all of it right after you hit subscribe and ring the notification bell to stay on the best side of health. Number 7. Your muscles get a serious upgrade, and we're not just talking about protein. Yes, 4 eggs give you roughly 24 grams of high-quality, complete protein, but that's only part of the story. Researchers at the University of Illinois found something fascinating. Whole eggs stimulate muscle protein synthesis significantly more than an identical amount of protein from egg whites alone. The nutrients inside the yolk, the fat, the vitamins, the minerals, appear to amplify the anabolic signal in a way that pure protein simply doesn't replicate. The key player here is leucine, an amino acid that essentially acts as the switch that turns on muscle building in your body. Eggs are one of the richest natural food sources of leucine available. Best health tip: if you exercise, eat your eggs within a couple of hours of your workout. That's the window when muscle protein synthesis is most active and your eggs will do the most work. Number 6, your brain gets sharper and it might even be protected against Alzheimer's. 4 eggs a day deliver an extraordinary amount of choline, around 560 to 600 milligrams. That's well above the daily adequate intake for most adults. And choline matters because it's the raw material your brain uses to make acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for memory, learning, and attention. A 12-week randomized controlled trial found that daily egg yolk choline intake significantly improved verbal memory in middle-aged and older adults compared to a placebo group. And researchers from Rush University found that frequent egg consumption was linked to a lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, with choline accounting for about 39% of that protective effect. Best health tip: don't skip the yolk. Nearly all of the choline in an egg is in the yolk. Egg white omelets might feel healthier, but for brain health, you'd be throwing away the most important part. Number 5. Your eyesight gets passive protection every single day. Egg yolks are one of the most concentrated dietary sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids that accumulate in the macula, the part of your eye responsible for sharp central vision. They work by filtering out harmful blue light and neutralizing oxidative damage. A remarkable year-long study found that people who ate 12 eggs per week, roughly the equivalent of 4 a day, had an 83% increase in serum zeaxanthin levels and significantly faster glare recovery compared to a control group. That's the ability to see clearly again after exposure to bright light. Crucially, the lutein in egg yolk is especially bioavailable. Your body absorbs it far more efficiently from eggs than from vegetables like kale or spinach because it's surrounded by fat in the yolk, which aids absorption. Best health tip: if you spend hours a day looking at screens, phone, laptop, TV, the lutein and zeaxanthin in eggs are acting as a natural blue light shield for your retinas. Over time, that adds up to meaningful protection against age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness in older adults. Number 4. Your heart health might actually improve. And this is the one that scientists spent decades getting wrong. For years, the assumption was simple. Eggs contain cholesterol. Cholesterol causes heart disease. Therefore, eggs are dangerous. But that logic turns out to be much more complicated than anyone realized. A major study from Monash University, tracking nearly 9,000 older adults, found that eating eggs 1 to 6 times per week was associated with a 29% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to people who rarely or never ate eggs. And a 2025 randomized trial found that consuming eggs daily as part of a low-saturated fat diet actually lowered LDL cholesterol compared to a high-saturated fat diet. The real villain for heart disease, it turns out, is not dietary cholesterol from eggs, it's saturated fat. Eggs are naturally low in saturated fat, which is why pairing them with bacon, cheese, and butter changes everything. Watch out. It's the cooking companions that make eggs dangerous, not the eggs themselves. A fried egg and butter with processed meat is a very different health proposition than a boiled egg on its own. If you're eating 4 eggs a day, watch what you eat them with. Number 3. Your cholesterol will rise. But it's complicated. Here's the honest, nuanced truth about eggs and cholesterol. 4 eggs contain around 800 to 860 milligrams of dietary cholesterol. And yes, eating that much every day will likely raise your total cholesterol levels. But here is what matters. It tends to raise both LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, and HDL, the good cholesterol, in roughly similar proportions. The LDL-HDL ratio, which is the real marker doctors look at for heart disease risk, often stays stable or even improves. However, about 1 in 3 people are what scientists call hyper-responders. Their LDL rises more significantly in response to dietary cholesterol. These individuals, and anyone with existing heart disease or type 2 diabetes, should be more cautious about eating 4 eggs daily and should speak to their doctor first. Watch out. If you have high LDL cholesterol, heart disease, or type 2 diabetes, 4 eggs every day is probably too many. The science here strongly favors moderation, 1 to 2 eggs daily, until you know how your body specifically responds. Number 2, your weight probably won't change, but your hunger will. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. A systematic review and meta-analysis of 32 clinical trials found that eating whole eggs had no significant effect on body weight, BMI, or waist circumference. In other words, adding 4 eggs to your daily diet is not going to make you gain weight, at least not from the eggs themselves. What eggs are exceptional at, however, is controlling hunger. They are one of the most satiating foods per calorie that you can eat. The combination of high-quality protein and fat keeps your appetite suppressed for hours. Many people who start eating 4 eggs a day actually find they eat less overall because they're simply not as hungry. Best health tip: if you're trying to manage your weight, eggs are one of the most effective tools you have. A 4-egg breakfast can keep you full until lunchtime and dramatically reduce mid-morning snacking, especially on the high-calorie foods that actually cause weight gain. And number 1, this is the most important thing we need to say. If you have diabetes, 4 eggs a day may be too many. For healthy adults, the evidence strongly supports that moderate to high egg consumption is safe and beneficial. But if you have type 2 diabetes, the picture changes. Several large studies have found that high egg consumption, more than 7 eggs per week, is associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular events in people with diabetes. The reasons are still being studied, but the link is consistent enough to take seriously. This doesn't mean diabetics can't eat eggs. They're still one of the best low-carb, high-protein foods available. But 4 per day, every day, is a level where caution is warranted. Most important tip: if you have type 2 diabetes, high LDL cholesterol, or existing heart disease, please speak to your doctor or a registered dietitian before eating 4 eggs a day. The science is nuanced, and what's right for a healthy 30-year-old is not automatically right for everyone. Before we go, here's the bonus we promised, and it might save you from a mistake some people make when they read about the benefits of eggs and decide to go all in. Do not eat them raw. Raw egg whites contain a protein called avidin that binds to biotin, a B vitamin essential for your skin, hair, and metabolism, and prevents your body from absorbing it. Eat raw eggs regularly, and over time you can develop a genuine biotin deficiency. The good news? Cooking destroys avidin. Boil them, scramble them, poach them, problem solved. 4 cooked eggs every day is a very different thing from 4 raw eggs a day. And no, drinking them Rocky style is not the power move some people think it is. So, 4 eggs every day. Bigger muscles, a sharper brain, better eye protection, and a heart that might actually thank you for it. But it's not for everyone, and the way you cook them and what you eat alongside them matters enormously. Here's our question for you. Are you a 1-egg person or a 4-egg person? And has anything in this video changed how you think about eggs? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. If this was useful, hit like, share it with someone still avoiding the yolk, and subscribe to Best Health so you never miss a video. We'll see you on the best side of health.